As above, so below. As within, so without. As the universe, so the soul. What the hell does that even mean? Let's dive into that in today's video, the second one of this series where we've been exploring these Hermetic principles. My name is Sean Taylor, a traveler on this trip called life, passing through to share some tips and tools that have helped me find direction on my journey. And let's explore this idea of this law of correspondence, this as above, so below. You can think of it as what happens in the heavens happens in the material. What happens in that mental thought realm happens in the material. We can also look at the as within, so without. Our internal world has an effect, a direct effect, on how we experience this external world. And as the universe, so the soul. That one, let's double click on that one here. So we can think of it as we're a tiny atom in this structure we call a galaxy. And really it's fractal. You can see how big things, I don't know, I'm going to try my video editing skills here. I'm going to put a picture of like a galaxy and brain neurons here. You can see the similarities, how the brain neurons are extremely small, but they have a similar look to the vast galaxy. You can see these reflections happening on the grand scale and the micro scale. And alchemists would say the planets are a part of our body. We're made of the same stuff that the planets are. And they refined this as these planets represent different aspects of ourselves. Mercury is the communication aspect, and depending on where it's at in its season, cycle, wherever, it has a certain effect on communication. We have Venus, which is our love aspect, which is how we engage in relationships. We have Mars, which is our action aspect. We have all these different planets that represent different aspects of ourselves. Just like how we collectively are one entity, but individually we're made up of billions of cells. And each of those cells have kind of a similar setup. They have that mitochondria. And what is the mitochondria, everyone? Yeah, that's right, the powerhouse of the cells. So they have like a heart. We have similar structures, even though we're different in scale. So how can we use this to our advantage? We can use it a couple different ways. We're talking about as within, so without. We can use our experiences almost like a transmission. We can, if we don't like the experience that we have, we can respond, and then we can put ourselves back in that driver's seat and make a micro adjustment to affect the macro. We can also use this as above, so below thought process, philosophy, and our mind and body. We can check in with our mind, which is that thought realm, and our body, which is this material realm. And if we're having depressive thoughts, we can actually take the body and affect the mind. We can go for a run or do a workout or do something that absorbs our attention, that gets us going. We can take the body and put the mind in a good state. And then we can also do the flip side, is if we can tell that the body is getting out of order, we can get checked down with the mind and figure out what's going on with the body. Maybe you're fidgeting, you're kind of feeling stressed and all, tense. What you can do with the mind is actually start controlling your breath. And that breath will act as like a transmission to shift your body into different states. So which is pretty cool. You can almost jump between these two realms, between the mind and the body, but it's all part of the one. So we can make these effects either on the macro or the micro to see results. We just have to use intelligent discrimination on which one we can affect. Alright, so correspondence, as above, so below. It's the macro and the micro, and they have an effect on each other. They're part of the same thing. So what happens on one happens on the other. And what we can do is make an effect on either side to push us forward to the result we want. Catch us in our next video where we talk about the law of vibration, how nothing ever rests, everything's in a state of constant movement. Have yourselves a wonderful day, y'all. Comment down below an aha moment you had from this video and how you're taking back control. Peace, everyone.